They were just quarreling and arguing like anything, and I was just sitting over there silently because I could not speak anything at all. So that was my experience of struggling with this language. Okay, so how did I learn? There was one skill of English language which actually helped me in learning this language. Hello everyone, this is Madhubhi and I welcome all my viewers back to this channel. Today in this video I am going to talk about my journey of learning English language. I believe every person, every viewer who is watching this video will have his or her own experience of learning English language, and if I tell any of you to speak about it, to speak about your journey of learning this language, each of you will definitely can speak about it for some 8 to 10 minutes, no doubt. But I value your time, so I would just take maybe 2 to 3 minutes of yours, and I would just like to share with you some of the things which I faced while learning this language. Dear friends, I would always remain a learner of this beautiful language. I have always said this to myself. I am a learner, I will remain a learner. We none of us can have a profound knowledge of any language. Language is limitless. We cannot learn it entirely. That's my belief. So what I believe is that when I would be at my 90s, when I would reach that age maybe, so even at that age I may not say that I have learned this language completely. It's not possible for me. It's not possible for us, I think, logically. As this is an English learning channel, I feel it is important for me to share my experience of learning this language. So let me tell you friends that I come from a background where my own people did not speak in English language. So whatever exposure I got in my younger age was only from my school teachers, or maybe 1 or 2 people who knew English language, who were there, our neighbors. That's all. I never had anybody who could have spoken with me in English, never ever. So that was the thing. And I was born in a small town, and there my parents had put me in a school which was a normal one, though it was an English medium school, but still the environment was missing. After that, what they had done, later they found out a good school for me, and it was a convent school, so they had put me over there. After some time I was admitted in a convent school, and in 4th standard I remember my parents had made me admit there. So first of all, just imagine a child who was in a normal school had been shifted to a school which is a convent school, and the environment was actually a good one, no doubt. The environment was quite good and the teachers used to speak in English. But the previous school where I was studying, there I just got little exposure of English language. So it was quite a big shift for me to compete with my new friends, because I could hardly speak. I remember when I was in grade 4, my teacher had put me into a debate competition, and the group which spoke in favor and the other group which spoke against, they were just quarreling and arguing like anything, and I was just sitting over there silently because I could not speak anything at all. So that was my experience of struggling with this language. Okay, so how did I learn? There was one skill of English language which actually helped me in learning this language, and that skill is listening skill. I paid attention towards this skill, this receptive skill, that is the listening skill, right? So I was not an active speaker in class. Writing, of course, I was able to write, but when somebody used to ask me why I was not participating or why I was not talking in school much, I used to say that I am an introvert. I used to tell them that I am a reserved child. I don't like talking much. So that was a good escapism for me. So this is what I'm trying to tell you all here, is that we all have these kind of experiences in our lives, right? So for how long we will be silent? For how long can we be a passive listener? Sometimes we have to act like an active speaker, right? So later, after that, when I got admission in Gujarat, I had chosen my subject as English literature. From there I had picked up, because as a subject I had to love this language, and no doubt I had the love for this language way back when I was in my school days. I joined my college, and just because I developed the interest for learning English literature, at that time I had got the interest towards learning this language more, and I started working on my communication skills. I started to listen to some of the stories, and I started to read some of the short stories. I never had the interest in reading novels. I always liked reading short stories, and I used to go to library for reading newspaper. So like that, only slowly, gradually, when I dived into my subject, I developed the interest to learn this language slowly, gradually, right? So this is how I developed, and later after I completed my graduation and post graduation in English literature itself, I had promised myself that this won't be the end of learning this language. Okay, so I started maintaining some journals for keeping in touch with my subject, and never leave learning something. Okay, if we are on the verge of learning a language, then we should continue it, because it's an ongoing process till our deathbed, right? It becomes very important for us to catch hold of this thing. Okay, we cannot leave this journey and then again start with something else. No, we are on the verge of learning this language. We are on a journey. Okay, so it is important for us to keep learning till we feel satisfied. Okay, and I feel we all should have that insatiable appetite for learning this language, right? So that's the point. The point is that we should never leave it. We should keep on we should keep on learning it. So never ever underestimate yourself and keep learning this language. We are all learners of it. So never give up on this journey. Never feel inferior to other people who speak good English. Always keep learning, and definitely a day will come when you will be speaking good English. This is Majubhi signing off. Thanks a lot for listening.